Hi everyone, I'm Ketra. We're going to go ahead and do a collective reading together today. The intention of this reading is to use the clarifying life situations and then to get guidance from my guides to you to help you clarify the life situation that they're going to show me. We're going to use some oracle cards and probably some soul cards, and we might even end with an angel message, but we're just going to kind of go with the flow. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching and for subscribing. I appreciate every single one of you. So show me, what is the life situation that we are addressing today? Frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. So as always, before my videos, I like to channel some messages, even though I am unsure of what the intention of the reading is going to be. I just go ahead and take those messages and write them down. And it's so awesome because, let me find it. Before you leap, pause, I wrote down. And this literally says, embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. And then best course of action, literally wrote the words, best course of action, stay grounded. So let's take a look and see why frost of stillness is your clarifying life situation card. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's tap into where your soul's at right now. Embrace the frost of stillness. That's really being okay with yourself. That's really knowing that when you're alone and you're by yourself, you're still good. You don't have to surround yourself constantly with stimulation, you know, like with the phone or the TV or people, places, things like that. So let's go ahead and take a look at where your soul's at right now. Shards of Memory. Wisdom is hidden within the fragments. Reclaim them to unlock deeper understanding. A good time to do that is absolutely taking those moments of stillness. So what's happening for you in those moments of stillness? We're going to use the Akashic Soul Records Oracle. I'm going to tap into the Akashic Soul Records Oracle and get a message. I don't know why, but we're going to pull this guy. Sacred Challenge. You face trials that test your commitment to your soul path. These challenges are initiations, not punishments. Stand firm. You are growing sacred roots. And then we are going to take this bottom card here. Reclamation. You are reclaiming lost pieces of yourself. Memories, gifts, and power once buried are resurfacing. Welcome them back into your being with love and pride. So I think that is why the guides want you to take that time to go into sacred stillness, to go in deep and take a look at those memories and things like that. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to ask Tarot to show us where you're at, where you're going, and how you're getting there. Wow. So you guys are being challenged right now. And the challenge is being willing to reclaim your inner happiness. You're reclaiming lost pieces of yourself. I wrote down pivot. It's so funny because the Friends episode where Ross is trying to get his couch up the stairs just flashed into my mind, and I just kept hearing him say pivot, pivot. And then what the soul knows. And so I think it's great because you have Shards of Memory, Sacred Challenge, and Reclamation. You're reclaiming parts of you that you've forgotten, is what I just heard. Parts of your soul that you have forgotten, parts of your divine memories that you have forgotten. Life gets in the way. And so sometimes we forget who and what we actually really are. So let's take a look with Tarot to see where you're at. So you have the Ace of Cups. You have the Hierophant. Are there two cards here? Let me just make sure. Are there two? Nope, just one. And you have, okay, you're going to have two cards for these three. Wow. So you have the Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, the World, and the Two of Swords. So this is where you're at, where you're going. Wow, you guys, slow down. You have two cards for the first one. You have the Moon and you have the Eight of Wands. Okay, I understand that. You have Three of Cups and you have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, and then you have the Five of Swords. Is there two here? These cards are kind of thick, yep. Yeah, the Two of Cups and the High Priestess. That's so amazing. Okay, and then you have the Ace of Swords. Super cool. Okay, so embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. So, right now, energetically, this is either where you're at or what you're seeking. So, the Ace of Cups, when the Ace of Cups is full, your heart is just overflowing right now. So, I think what you're seeking is that Ace of Cups for yourself. So, it's like as if it's that feeling of not feeling like you have enough of time for yourself. So if life is getting in the way and you're not taking that sacred time for yourself, this is why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling in this card. Is like your cup is empty, but the divine God, whatever you resonate with, is trying to show you that it's time to focus on your emotional cup, your Ace of Cups. So what is it that feels like it would fill your cup right now? You have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, it is Taurus energy, but what the Hierophant is a teacher. And so I feel like your guides, if you're able to get into those moments of stillness, that they want to be able to teach you. So it's like you're going to be getting downloads. It's like you'll just know this is what my heart truly wants to do. This is what's going to bring me my happiness. So I think right now you're at a time of like learning, because you also have the Moon card right here. So it's going to be a time of reflecting in yourself. It's so great because they're asking you to remember who and what you really are. You're being challenged to do so. And what you'll be able to do is reclaim parts of yourself that have kind of shard away from your soul, if that makes sense, with that shards of memory card. If you see all the little crystals in there, it's like all of the little crystals trying to kind of form back into one to give you some balance and clarity in your life. So it's like as above, so below. If you're allowing the guides to guide you, if you're allowing your connection to spirit, to God, to source, to be able to be built stronger, is what I feel, then that's what's going to help you figure out what that Ace of Cups is for you. Because again, it's a collective reading. If you would like a one-on-one reading with me, feel free to go over to my website and we can kind of talk one-on-one to figure out more of a definitive direction of what these cards mean for you guys. But collectively, if you're able to figure out what it is that would fill your Ace of Cups, what is it that you're learning or that you've learned? And Two of Swords and the World, this is what it's going to give you. The Two of Swords is a choice. You have a choice to kind of like sit in fear of the unknown, or you have the choice to connect with the divine, with God, to be able to get back on your soul's path. And what that's going to give you is everything. It's the world. It's like the world is at your fingertips right now. That peace and that harmony, that calm that you're looking for in your life. It's like it's being gifted to you, but they're asking you to slow down to be able to connect. One of the things that I wrote down was conversation with spirit, just super random. I think you're being guided at this time to have a conversation with spirit. Emerging strength. Feels like you need to release burdens. I wrote down releasing burdens, too much weight, putting one thing before another. And so that's the Two of Swords in a nutshell. It could be that you're putting one thing before another, and then you're just stuck in that fear of, I don't know which decision to make, but you're being asked to make a decision right now. And that decision is going to lead you to happiness. It's going to let you complete a cycle to be able to reclaim who and what you are. So where you're at and where you're going. So where you're going is some emotional reflection. So you have the moon. The moon wants you to continue on the journey, and it wants you to not get distracted. So you have the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands is a lot of things happening all at once, but the Eight of Wands wants you to focus on one thing. The moon, being in a major arcana card, wants you also to focus on one thing, wants you to reflect on yourself so that you can continue on the journey and then focus on one thing. And it's going to kind of everything is going to feel like it's going to come together quite quickly once you're able to do that reflection, once you're able to have that pause before you leap into the next aspect of whatever is happening in your life. And then you have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is a time of celebration. It's a time of things really coming together for you. So whether that's spending time with friends, family, loved ones, and it makes sense because of the time of year, we're always trying to figure out how we can align our schedules with everyone else's. But they're also saying to remember to take that time of stillness, because this time of year does get very chaotic, especially with the energies that are going around in the world, the highs and the lows that everybody feels. You feel them too. So once you're able to take that time for self-reflection and everything starts kind of lining up for you, you're going to have that moment of, aha, here's my celebration. And then you have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles, she has everything kind of coming to her quite easily now because she has aligned herself with the divine, with God, with Source, with her guides. When you're able to tap into your intuition and kind of know how you and why you want to do the things that you want to do, you're able to have that abundance. You're able to have so much for yourself. You're also able to divide your time to be able to give to others. So that's our Nine of Pentacles there. So where you're at, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. So the guides say how you're going to get there. Five of Swords. So our Five of Swords can be read so many different ways. But what I feel like how you're going to get there is you're going to clear that emotional, mental chaos in your mind by being able to pause, slow down, and reflect. So when there's situations that are going to come up where it would typically spin you, in your head to where the thoughts, they just get kind of crazy, you can make a choice and you can walk away. You can find that clarity within yourself because you've taken time to have stillness. You're facing the trials. So this would definitely be like facing a trial. So it's like take the time for that stillness. Remember who and what you really are. And then that challenge is going to be you reclaiming yourself. And so when any of these chaotic situations come up for you, you're able to just walk away and be emotionally balanced. And then here's the Two of Cups and the High Priestess, which is amazing. So the Two of Cups, it is a divine connection to Source. I don't feel like this is a love reading. This feels like this is a soul reading. This is your soul trying to kind of get a message to you that, hey, we need to regroup. We need to reclaim who we are. And so you can do that if you understand that you are the divine. You are connected to the divine. So once you make that soul choice, your intuition is going to start turning up the volume. It's going to get really loud and you're going to understand how limitless you actually are. In this card, if you notice with most of the High Priestess cards, she's sitting there above everything else, above all kinds of chaos, above any kind of nonsense. And her abilities, her, he, they, them, are endless. It doesn't matter whatever situation is happening for you. You've had the time to now, if you've taken that time to go in, just go inward and connect. And now your intuition is going to start being very loud for you. And then you have the Ace of Swords. So I love that. That's the truth. That is truth that is being gifted to you. If you're able to go ahead and accept that sacred challenge, if you're able to understand that there is wisdom hidden within the fragments, reclaim them to unlock a deeper understanding. The High Priestess has so much of that deeper understanding. The Hierophant that you also have has so much deep understanding and a willingness to share it. It's just being at that place of being willing to accept your intuition is guiding you. Your guides are guiding you. God is guiding you. You're completely guided. So I love that. I think we're going to go ahead and do we want to do 3 cards of advice? Sure. We're going to do 3 cards of advice, just moving forward as you're trying to embrace the stillness. Is there, nope, I think I covered everything over here. I wrote down signal gets fuzzy, and it does. The signal sometimes to the divine, to God, it gets fuzzy. And that's also, I think, why you're being asked for that moment of stillness. And I think it's so great that it's frost of stillness because it is wintertime right now. And it's just so perfect. It's just so in line. So we are going to get 3 cards of advice. Let's see. Wow. Thanks, guys. Your 3 cards of advice. Page of Swords, Are there 4? Queen of Swords, 8 of Cups, and the Emperor. Okay, so your 3 cards of advice. We're going to start with the 8 of Cups. Walk away from anything that does not serve your higher purpose. Anything that does not fill that Ace of Cups. Queen of Swords. So as you're moving forward and you're trying to tap into your intuition and situations are coming up, make sure that you're clear on what it is that you want to do moving forward. You have that Queen of Cups. She is wanting clarity above all. So you can accept information, you can accept situations as they are, but be clear, like that 5 of Swords. Be clear on how you want to handle and address that emotional energy. You have the Page of Swords. So it's you being curious on that journey as you're defining what clarity is for you and what gives you clarity. And what that doing is it is building your foundation. You have the Emperor. So if you're able to achieve that stillness, you're able to step into reclaiming who and what you are. That is you building your foundation. And that is an absolute beautiful thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll get you guys an angel message before I let you guys go. Is there anything else? Is there anything else that I see? Yeah, this doesn't feel like a work reading or anything like that. There's not a lot of pentacle energy. The pentacle energy that you have is you being able to define what it is and how it is that you want to be and what you're able to give to others. Your angel message, you can't make this up. Slow down. I'm taking the time to simply be. The angels would like to introduce you to the heart of being. There are many things we can do. There's many things we can rediscover by slowing down and not always rushing to get things done. Walk slow, pay attention to every step, leave time for conversation, eat slowly, be deliberately aware of your actions. And that's so great because I literally wrote down conversation with spirit. So slow down. Your guides are trying to get to you. They want to be able to help you while you're on your path down here. So I love this message. Take some time into the stillness and accept that sacred challenge that they're offering to you. It's going to help you be able to reclaim who and what you are. So I love that. So until the next video, you guys, take care and have a great rest of your day.